The Blind Psychiatrist, my little secret. It has become usual for me now, from one interview to another. I was on the road throughout the day. It seemed that all of a sudden, a lot of people wanted to know my opinion on various topics. But why all of a sudden, you may ask? Well, I was a nobody a year back. In fact, I was just a common unknown face whose opinion least mattered. But I have a secret. A secret so weird that even if I were to tell you, you wouldn't believe me. It all happened on 12th June a year back. The day as usual was not at all going how I wanted it to go, just like the other days of the month. I was struggling in my writing career. Writing was what I wanted to do as a child, but now I was failing miserably at it. Seeing me transitioning into a zombie day by day, one of my close friends recommended me to visit a clinic which had few renowned psychiatrists. I thought, what's the harm in trying if this helps? And without a second thought, I booked an appointment with a psychiatrist in search of peace. It was scheduled at 6 in evening. It was an online session and we were supposed to connect via Google Meet. I closed my work at 5 p.m. sipped a cup of coffee and logged in at 5:45 p.m. and sent him the link. I didn't have to wait much as he joined 10 minutes early and started the session at 5:50 itself. He was an old guy, mostly in 60s, who sat on the other side of the screen in an informal attire with black specs covering his eyes. To be honest, the fact that he was blind did surprise me. Maybe because blind psychiatrists are rare to find. But I decided not to judge the book by its cover and gave him a benefit of doubt. The session started with an awkward silence. For more than a minute, we both just sat without exchanging a word. I finally decided to speak up. I needed something for the money I was being charged. I started talking about my issue. Maybe I was too afraid to address the questions that he may ask. After listening to my story for 10 minutes without interrupting me even once, he calmly asked me to look out through my window. I was confused but decided to go with the flow. As I reached my window, he asked, "What do you see outside?" I said, "Clouds, sky, trees, vehicles, people, road." He continued, "What is cloud?" I said, "They are like cotton candies, like things flying in the sky, which appear light but cannot drown the entire city if they want." He again stopped me and asked, "What is sky?" I replied, "It's emptiness that stretches infinitely." He went on to ask, "What is emptiness?" I took a moment and replied, "It is a feeling of zero possession." The cycle continued, "What is possession?" I replied, "Something that is truly yours." He paused for a few seconds, and I thought that was it, that he was out of questions. But I was wrong. He cleared his throat and asked, "What is that one thing you think is truly yours?" I went blank. No matter how much I tried to think, I could not frame an answer. After a minute, for some reason, I replied, "Perspective. Perspective of mine is what is truly mine. Nobody can control that." I still don't know what made me say that, but I just did. Another 30 minutes passed since the session started with similar questions on things I was seeing, and I had never indulged myself as deep into my thoughts as I had that day. It was something different but enriching. I was really happy that I gave that blind psychiatrist the benefit of doubt and went with the flow. Though then, something abrupt happened all of a sudden. He got dropped from the call. I waited for some time, but he did not join back. While I was trying to figure out what had happened, I got a call from the clinic. The voice on the other side said,
"Hi Shreya, Raj this side. Your psychiatrist? Sorry, I could not join the 6 p.m. call due to an emergency. Please let me know if you're free for the session anytime today."
I was speechless. I didn't know who the blind man was. Maybe a client or maybe someone else. I cut the call saying, "I got the session I was looking for." I had rushed to my table that day, grabbing pen and paper, and when I started writing, the words never stopped. Maybe it was the richness in the details I included in my writing, or the overall positivity. I don't know, but people just went crazy over it when it was published. And as for the Blind Psychiatrist, I still do secretly search for him. But it has been in vain. Maybe he was an actual blind guy who needed help but typed the wrong meeting URL. Or maybe it was a silent guardian, or even God himself. I still don't know, but I do know that day someone who couldn't see made me see what I was blind to.